that we returned to this again. But what it feels like the third time ever, for some reason I can't quite figure out. It is the third time in which we approach this game. Here. And in which I also get to experiment with something, namely notion of... Hold on a second. Notion of whether or not this cutscene that plays whenever I begin this episode, which I did last time to end off the conclusion of the previous episode. Whether or not this will get some kind of claim if I speak over it constantly, which I suppose I shall. Yes, because that's pretty much what happened last time. Or maybe I need to do this constantly flash the image so that it won't get picked up by filters. That'll clearly work. Clearly I need to do the English reading of this like if it was a freaking TV dub. A murder in the carriage as it ran through dense London fog in the dead of night. Barbara. Though the victim and the perpetrator were the only ones inside, there were multiple witnesses to the crime itself. However, one could have imagined at the time that such a seemingly obvious case as this would end in such a horrendous manner. My friend, Mr. Sherlock Holmes, once said of the incident, I believe that perhaps that case was indeed the prelude, quote-unquote, to the beginning of a long concerto that impressive Japanese exchange student and I were to play together. And speaking of blues adaptations from the Sherlock canon, I was actually watching some episodes from the Jeremy Brett Granada series adaptation earlier today, which is pretty much the definitive adaptation as far as I and a lot of other people are concerned. But even then, they have a lot of license here and there. I was watching their adaptation of the Sussex Vampire, which they pretty much lengthened and turned into a movie-length kind of deal. And expanded upon in a very elaborate way that was not at all present in the original short story, but hey, that's what you do, I guess. Also attempt to flash this to make the experiment of whether or not this is going to get picked up by the magical filters that it did last time. I guess it doesn't matter otherwise. It clearly make a difference. Capital of Great Britain with an accurate representation of the current state of the Big Ben clock tower being renovated, because I saw that in person a few months ago. Anyway, time to not do anything for a few moments so that I can split this into two parts if it does end up getting claimed again or whatever.